broke ass.
Answer. Because you are that, you are capable. You are gifted, and you are soon to be opinionated. It's okay to be different, and it's so okay to just be. The world awaits to receive you.
Blessings, blessings. All right, guys, I'm not going to be on the screen tonight. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to be bringing you a broadcast to highlight everything that has been going on in the last couple of days, even weeks, okay? I have been keeping a lot of receipts and I have been keeping my eyes on things. Today's broadcast is going to be brought to you by Grace Levi Productions. This is going to be an unbiased broadcast, and I want to let you guys know, first and foremost, I do not promote violence. And that is the most important thing that I want to highlight because I'm seeing some things that's pretty alarming. And that's what I have mentioned to you guys. I have chose not to go to certain places because I feel like my life would be on the line. But what this goes to say, this is what I want to start off this video about. This is actually Jedidiah versus everybody. 2025 version, full breakdown. Now, about a year ago, probably a little earlier than this time, I did a video pretty similar. And I was capping for Jedidiah. Here today, I'm not going to be capping for no one. I'm going to just break down everything that's going on and showing you. What I'm seeing that's unraveling in front of our eyes is that it's the breakdown of the attempt to control the narrative, not only politically, but publicly. Hidden drama that's covered by fake, fickle friendship and alliance, messy YouTubers that's looking for a click, wicked politicians that is controlling the residents and the YouTubers, as well as, and most importantly, because I'm going to need you guys, because you are most important here, the audience. There's a lot of confused people, people who are in the middle, and people who are cultish. And this is the primary issues that's involved in what I'm going to show you today. Okay, so we're going to start off with this. We're going to bring you good news first. The first good news is that Miss Colby Chapman's charges has been dropped. Okay, so this is related to her being arrested, not for the first, not the second, but probably the third time in Harvey under the alleged, and we're going to say alleged, but I do believe Hilliard 2.0, the Wicked Mayor Clark. Let's read this right quick. So this is good news. I'm happy about this. All right. Chapman was accused of pushing an officer's arm and pulling away as she was removed from the meeting back in April. Harvey Police Chief Cameron Briggs, what is it? Biddings, I do apologize, said in the statement in part one, I am disappointed and concerned by the state attorney decision to drop felony charges against Alderman Chapman without so much as a grand jury hearing, despite the clear evidence that she struck a Harvey police officer by resisting lawful orders. Now, we watched that video. We're going to put that up there for you real quick. And we're going to highlight some things because you will remember, or you do remember if you don't, this video was played on the Harvey website, okay? The actual YouTube page, I'm going to correct myself, the YouTube page that is controlled, I can say possibly controlled by Mr. Clark, highlighting the incident, trying to show Miss Colby in a violent manner. Entitled The Elder Man Colby Crashed Out. Now, you know she's an elder woman, so that is being disrespectful. But in this particular video, they're going to show, I assume what they're trying to show is the worst of Miss Colby. And we're going to watch it and we're going to break it down. And I'm going to try not to be biased because y'all already know Kobe's my superhero. But we're going to play this real quick. So, Already within 5 seconds of the video, you see exactly what I assume them um, charging Kobe with: assault. As you can see, her hand seems to push the officer back, but we're going to talk about this whole scenario because it's no longer the second of encounter. We have to, and we do have the ability to think about the totality of the situation and proceed. We're gonna leave it right there because God be the glory. Those charges was dropped. So I see y'all rolling in. I know. Go ahead, get in the audience, say what you need to say. If you get a little disrespectful, you don't act like an adult. There will be people that possibly take you out the chat because we're not with it. But when I say everybody, we're going to bring you some highlights about Kobe Chapman, what's going on with him and Vivian, what's going on with Jedidiah and Amir, what's going on with Jedidiah and Ryan, what's going on with Jedidiah and Melissa Crowley, what's going on with Fania now that she's involved, and also we're going to highlight what's going on with Jedidiah and Mr. Roberts. So instead of me putting that in the title, because it couldn't fit, I said everybody. Let's get to it. So now that you kind of see, I didn't really show you everything of what's going on with Miss Kobe, but I am going to go into this right here. A little of the mess started with Mr. Ryan. Now, let's see. I think Facebook would be the best place to start right now because it kind of could collaborate everything, and then I can go around to people pages. So this is here what you're going to see. You see Kobe getting arrested, as well as, let me make sure before I pull and show y'all everything, because I know they don't want everybody page. We're going to put y'all favorite advocate on the page, on the book, and we're going to show you this exactly. This is what I wanted you to get. This was the next situation. Now, this was a little bit alarming because this just happened. Now, I wanted to put it in time order, but right now, since this is up on the screen, I'm going to show you. Now, this was a little alarming right here. This was brought up by Amir. Now, we're going to pull Amir into this so you can figure out where do Amir come in involved.
All the time. Oh yeah. But everybody tell us. You tell us. That's what I did. I never said anything else. The videos are.
Now, if you don't know where this is at, I believe this is pre-Thornton Township meeting. We do have Miss Vivian Allen video up there. We're going to show you like about 7 minutes of it. And that was pretty alarming as well. So let's put this here because at this particular time, Amir Shakur show up. And if y'all don't know who Amir is, Amir has been an advocate in Chicago for a while. And I do believe him and Jedidiah have some encounters, like they know each other some way. And maybe I'm just talking, this is going to be unbiased, but what I'm feeling from what I'm watching is that him and Amir is not on the same page. And it seems like Mr. Amir tried to stay away from Jedidiah as much as possible. So what I'm noticing about Mr. Amir, he's pretty quiet. He speaks up for what he needs to speak up about. I think I got a clip of him because he's speaking up in Harvey. He's been there for a while. But now I think all the accountants, in my opinion, what's going on, Mr. Amir is getting pretty upset because this is not normal from what I'm seeing from his clips for him to talk in this manner. But I'm going to just, let him speak for himself.
Are there.
What video?
The videos are there. Jed, you deleted the video because you know you lied.
Jed, what's your problem with women and elderly people, man?
What's my problem?
Why you got to intimidate people, man?
Women, elders,
Tell me
like
that.
y'all. It's because y'all high
Who
under
is y'all?
those labels.
Who is y'all?
And y'all are literal pieces
Who is
of
y'all?
shit.
Who you talking
But
to?
I respect women all the time.
I said elders,
I lift
brother.
up brothers all the time.
I said elders.
And every elder that I know that's respectable, I do whatever they need me to do all the time.
Oh yeah.
But everybody ain't the same.
Ask Paul Roberts what you said about him, bro.
Because you was a pastor don't mean you was a pastor for God.
No, it ain't no double standard because everybody listen.
Okay, so I thank you. Let's get to this real quick because I think some people too who know about the background. Hold on, it didn't show up Javar on my stream, but it showed up in the audience. I see that you asked a question. You said I don't get it. This is related to what's going on, what happened with me and the butterfly release. So I just want to highlight this to you guys because this is part of it where some of this stuff got set off. I'm gonna be honest, it got set off a couple of weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago when I came out and I said something about Lady of Luck Club mimicking me. And this is going to explain to you, Javar, what I'm talking about. So Javar asks, I don't get it. When y'all had the heated argument about the butterfly release, y'all two made amends for like a year, and then all of a sudden it's back to normal. I don't know what the hell is going on. And that's why we're doing this live. So basically, I've been trying to explain to you guys that my channel been going through a systematic hit and being sabotaged. This is something that you can't physically see, or I can't show you the evidence, but because of the narrative and because of what I've been told, and we also know that Mr. Jedidiah has a strike team, he was used at a certain point to go against my page, as well as what was going with SP. She was sabotaging in the background. 2 weeks ago, I came out because I got frustrated because I saw the narrative that was built. I saw how allegedly certain people were used to mimic me, try to create the same content and take away from the page. Where I got really frustrated is that because I came out with a very important video about Alexis, and this was the video that will really put on the icing on the cake that Officer Carlton is still working for the city of Dolton and that he need to be fired. I have been building up a narrative for a year and they did not like it. A lot of people wanted that destroyed. So when it came to him, I already explained to you what happened, why I did not work with him. Because about the time that everything came out with SP and that she was sabotaging things, as well as his camp and the people around him, I already figured out that he owed Cara money. This was brought to me several times from her. And I don't know if this is coming out from her part, but several times it was brought up about this money. And also it to keep in mind what I told you I was going through. I knew he never had the best intentions, and I knew what was going on with my page. So that's what made me come out. So the narrative was built more because Ryan and his people, because Ryan is the only name that I can say safely, he came out and started saying that people was attacking his page and doing things to him. They got his page striked as well, but they didn't get my page strike. Okay. And I wasn't the only person who said this, because a year ago, around this time, someone else who cried victim very harshly, and I can't say nothing more about it, but it is validity in it, that that person was going through things and other people was going through things. So the strike thing was my issue. The strike team and the net, what I was building, the narrative for how hard I was working, is what made me come out. So if that's what I want you to understand, and I think that set off a catapult event because other things were flaring, because he was going to different places where he may have not been accepted, i.e. Harvey. So I'm trying to break it down. So that is the foundations, I would say, when it comes to me being involved in it and the butterfly being involved in it. And as we kind of go into it a little bit, what's going on with him and Vivian has nothing to do with the butterfly release or Alexis. But again, y'all know it was issues with that. So I'm going to kind of break down some stuff, but I'm not going to revisit a whole bunch. But I did want to answer your question, Javar, because y'all didn't understand what was going on and how things went to the left. It was never always good with me and him, because I knew what was going on in the background and I saw a lot of things that I was not comfortable with, especially when it came to money and how people were moving against me and what I was working for. Y'all couldn't see it, but I know. Content creators, we know. We different. We're not the same people. We doing different things. We're on two different sides of this YouTube thing. So please take that in account. Now that you hear other people saying it, know that Grace Levi is not making things up. But now, back to what's going on. You see right here that Vivian and Jedidiah gets into something. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get off Facebook, because a lot of people don't want their Facebook page just out there. So I kind of pick and choose what I put out there. And then certain groups are private because they're private for a reason. But this particular video kind of bothered me. I don't want to, I think I'm jumping around a little bit because I don't want to jump around. I want to give y'all a timeline. I had it together. So you have Kobe getting arrested, because I'm not going to jump to Vivian yet. You had Kobe getting arrested because of the alleged Mayor Clark thing. Now you have people feeling away because originally a couple of months, this is where we're going to get to Ryan. A couple of months ago, Ryan had been calling out for help. And I have made videos and kind of saying to you guys, like, yo, Harvey in trouble, something going on. He calling out for help. And one of the people that he allegedly reached out to was Jedidiah. So this is how him and Jedidiah got connected, allegedly. But I don't know about none of the rest of the stuff that they talking about that went to the left as far as accusing people of sexual stuff and things. We're going to keep it to the narrative. So when Jedidiah decides to go in Harvey and pick his head in Harvey, he comes out and say nothing's going on with Harvey. And that rattled a lot of feathers because when you watch what's the meetings in Harvey, you will see that the residents are not dumb. Like they really know what's going on. They're really on the facts. They've been demanding the paperwork for a while. And I think they just needed the light on it. And that's what Ryan was trying to do from what I showed you earlier a couple of months ago, that he wanted light on it so people could say, hey, he was like, hey, something happened here. So now that Jedidiah goes into Harvey and then he comes out and say, hey, there's nothing to see here. Clark is good. I'm gonna put the man on the board. Tiffany 2.0 is good, even though we know that there's a lot of things that may be going on in Harvey. Even if you watch the meetings, they keep demanding paperwork. It's not normal for an elder woman to get locked up because she's asking for a discussion. That's what she got locked up for, asking for questions and what she's supposed to do. So people got riled up about that, and then his approach. They didn't like what they saw when the elder woman had to turn herself in. A lot of people, and this is from, I'm just giving you unbiased now. Okay, it's just unbiased. From what I'm seeing, people were feeling like when she was getting locked up at that particular time, that he took the opportunity to deflect, allegedly. And there was a problem with him and another resident. Okay. And let me see. This is the scam traffic, Harvey Finance. Let me see. Elder woman locked up. Okay. I think I want to see the clip of. I want to see the video. Ryan has the video, but I like Ryan's show because he really break it down. But from the clips, I want to see the clips so I can show you the clips because it's very important for y'all to see the clips. So he breaks it down a lot, but I want y'all to see the clips of her being outside, and you will see that it's kind of looked like a distraction on Jedidiah part, and I can see how people could see it. Like, yo, you trying to get attention when it comes to what was going on. So after that particular situation where they're looking at him wrong, he yelled at the old man. Y'all remember that because there's a lot of clips. Y'all remember that. He yelled at the old man. They started going after him, and allegedly, there's a clip, and it's not allegedly because I saw it. There's a clip because these videos are so long. There's a clip of Jedidiah basically saying that the residents of Harvey need to pay their taxes, that he secured property in Harvey, 3 properties, and that he got big business going on now. And people were looking at that funny as all hell. So this is when now you hear him saying some things about Ryan because he noticed that Mr. Ryan on his live is conversating with some of the people who have been going against Jedidiah. And I can't say their name because they've been going against me too. You see, so it's ridiculousness. And they're really toxic. They're just as toxic as the cult that followed Jedidiah to me. So those people, Jedidiah got mad because he felt like Ryan shouldn't talk to them. And that's where we have a problem. Like everybody should be able to go everywhere, when it comes to just communicating, getting information and finding out what's going on. So according to Ryan, Ryan is saying, hey, I can talk to anybody. Like, I don't have nothing to do with this. Yada yada. Y'all know his narrative. Y'all have to go over there and see it, feel it, whatever. But this is kind of what I'm seeing. Now his thing is like, okay, now you're calling me out. Jedidiah is starting to say some things that's out of the normal about Ryan, saying you want me, this, that, and the third. And it's kind of looking like it's just a distraction because we're supposed to be paying attention to Harvey, but now it's a feud going on between him and Ryan. And it's starting because of that. This is how it started. On top of, at that same time, you have Clark in the meeting calling Ryan a pedo, bringing up some things that happened or may not happen in the past related to his employment. Does that make sense? And children. So y'all seeing it from different perspectives, but I'm kind of feng shuiing it all together, and y'all can see these people who they, they facing everything. So this is Ryan thing. Now we got Ryan. You understanding his what's going on, but we're going to go back to him because there's a video that I'm going to show you towards the end of this, because now Ryan has a restraining order against him. Not temporary, but a restraining order. He really got an order of a protection against Jedidiah. So that happened today. But the other day, I put a video out there and it showed you a young lady by the name of Melissa Crowley. And now I'm going to put her picture on for you guys so y'all can know she is. I'm not going to put whatever y'all, that disparaging type of stuff. This is the most beautiful picture I could find of her. And that's Miss Melissa Crowley. If y'all don't know who she is, I took this off of her Facebook page. I showed you pictures. I showed you some videos. Their videos are pretty long. So what happened with Miss Crawley is that while she was online now, I believe that she's been having some issues as a resident in Harvey. And I was supposed to present that information to you guys. It's related to the water being cut off and people being a tenant. I think one of the issues, people being a tenant and not being able to deal with it, and it's becoming an issue. Now, her and Clark have some type of step family ties, and or matter of fact, let me correct that, it is her brother or sister is in the age group, and they kind of dealt with him. So that's just how she know him, kind of know his character. So it's things going on Harvey that we can't really speak of because we don't know these people, we don't know their relationship, but that all leads up to her protesting in front of his house. Now this protesting thing is not abnormal. One, because he's a politician, and that has happened to many people as far as Hingyard as well. Jedidiah did it to Hingyard. That set off some more events where she was going back and forth with someone on Facebook that was alleged to be either a bot that is connected to Clark, or Jedidiah is saying it's a regular resident, but we haven't received any proof yet. But other people have come having encounters with this lady online. Okay, so it's some, I forgot the name of it, but the lady, every time it's a problem, this particular person comes up and causes issue with the resident and defends Clark, and she's very vicious. You There was, if you know the trustee from the board, the library board, I have her on my page. I'm going to bring her up right now. At least I can bring my page up. I got this crazy picture of your boy up there. I'm trying not to put all like disparaging pictures of people and stuff. I really don't want to do it. But I had to put that picture of him doing his thirst trap because it was just very unacceptable. But let me put the young lady who I'm talking about, who actually talked about her having encounters with the same person. And then get my YouTube page up there, guys. Thank you for being here. And I hope you kind of get an understanding of what's going on. It's going to be comprehensive. This is the lady who else. Now she's been going to she goes to the Harvey meetings. She's actually, I believe she's on the library board. And a young man was fired allegedly for giving her information that they did not want her to have. Okay. She's been going through things with Clark and his goons allegedly too. So this is who I'm talking about, so you can get a picture of who I'm talking to. She's been coming to the meetings and fighting pretty hard against Clark and exposing him. So, okay, that young lady right there, she said that she had encounters with the same person Melissa Crawley had encounters with online. So this account does exist. This account did exist longer than this act transaction, like right now. So I will say it's been causing some trouble. I just want to kind of add some validity to the story, just kind of put it together. Now, Miss Crawley, she must have went home. Now I told you guys what happened with Miss Crawley. She must have went home, and let me go to her page. Y'all want to see her video? She don't mind her stuff being showed because she really, I know she don't. She's not. She's like, I can handle it myself. I showed y'all the video, but this is her page, and it's not. And I'm not doing anything to disparage someone. I want you guys to know because she's fighting as well, and she feels like she's being attacked and she should not be attacked. People made videos about her talking about she's a man and things like that, but that's a resident. But I'm showing you this so y'all can know what's going on. If y'all support her, y'all go support her because I do believe something that happened to her. I hope that the people who support Jedidiah now take into account that he, admit, I'm gonna have to say that she did receive drugs from a hospital under the guise that they were doing a mental evaluation from on her. So what happened was she was arrested. She got arrested at her house. They showed up at her house after she protests Clark House. They said he basically kind of trumped up things allegedly and said that she tried to get in his house and all types of stuff, which I don't totally believe is true. I do believe her mouth is vicious. I'm from Jersey, so I know vicious, and it's all G when you got to say what you need to say. But I don't believe she was trying to get in his house. But that's just my opinion with that goes to say. So he used some circumstantial evidence against her to get the Harvey police to lock her up. I showed you the video of her talking about her being locked up in that Harvey video. I mean, her getting arrested. Now, during the time, she was praying and saying things, and they used that against her. I need you guys to be very, very safe. Be careful with that. I know you guys are deep into your prayers and things because I'm the same way. I bust out in prayers ASAP. But the way that this system is, and when you deal with gaslighting, there's certain things that you just don't demonstrate to people. You may need to go in your secret place. I'm just going to keep it real because she seemed like a prayer, and I'm like, damn, I could see myself doing that back in the day, kind of like Jesus. But you can't, especially with this type of beast that we dealing with. You got to play chess. So they use that against her, and they use that to transfer her to the hospital. Now, this is what I would say was seems kind of suspect to me. Even if they was not charging her, if she had something wrong with her while she was in the hospital, they could have kept her in the hospital against her will. We can do that. Now, I will say this is why one of the reasons too I left nursing. It's a gift and it's a curse. I could write up a paper and demonstrate what you're doing in a manner that makes you seem like it's extreme. Let me give you an example. When my son was in school, he was dancing in the class, and the teacher wrote down that he was you doing abdominal thrushes on the desk. So it made him seem like he was sexualized, and I had to combat that. So when you know how to use your words and write them down, that's why I told y'all when I write my letters, they get through. So they must have wrote in a way that made them feel comfortable to give her some medicine. She has the proof that medicine was given to her, i.e., allegedly. I'm hearing lithium. I didn't see the reports because she didn't send them to me. If she wanted me to broadcast correctly, she would send me the information. But it was allegedly either lithium or some tranquilizer. Now, I wouldn't think that they would give them that to her because those pretty harsh. Me, who did psych nurse, yeah, I have the proof. You would give Ativan. You would give something to ease them down, to calm them down. But what that goes to say, they have to show signs and symptoms. Two, they have to show signs and symptoms of me writing to the doctor like, yo, they're gonna harm themselves, harm people. I think that they need to be have basically medically restricted to leave. So that did not happen. Allegedly, after at some point they just released her after giving her medicine that she did not know about, and that is very alarming to me as a healthcare provider. Like for real, knowing the ins and out of healthcare. So right now, that's what she's going through. I'm hearing her say something about a federal lawsuit and going and already reported to the ethics board at the hospital, and she should report to JACO that, and as well as report to the nursing board that lady's license so they could start doing an investigation. That's my opinion, but I don't know the true total facts. But this is the breakdown, y'all. So now we have Melissa story told to y'all in an abstract way. She has to tell you her story. Guys, I ask you to don't judge a book by its cover, to just listen. And if it was your family, how would you feel? That's how I look at everything. pretty much. That's to be human. So Melissa and Ryan was allegedly at the Fourth of July parade as residents of Harvey, and we saw Jedidiah at the Harvey parade. Now, this was a little alarming to me because he's not a Harvey resident. It's not typical for people to be able to walk around or be inside of the parade and just do what they want to do. Now, this also goes back to, I just have to kind of double back. There was a video where Jedediah showed him allegedly exposing Hassan. Now, I have to verify this too with you, Levi family. Y'all remember when I was doing, I'm going to verify, but I think this is the same person, Hassan. Y'all remember when I was saying, who the hell will go in business with Kamal Woods? Y'all remember that car wash was not, he didn't own it. It was Hassan. I said, this sounds like a Muslim name. So I'm assuming, and I will verify, is these the same two people? But that's the Hassan I'm thinking it is. And allegedly he's on this property that's owned by the county that's back all these $1 million in taxes, and Jedediah is exposing it. Now I will say it's a little alarming to me because how doesn't he own the property and the city own the property? If the city own the property, how he owe taxes? So I'm confused, but I didn't do the research, y'all. But I'm just kind of giving y'all the scenarios of what has been happening. So that made Harvey residents mad because they've been allegedly, from what I've been told, complaining about Hassan. Now, and his tactics. Now, it's another part to this because Jedediah is saying he called ICE because he had all of these immigrants. Now, I don't know if this was to help the immigrants or to get them deported. But if you call ICE and they ain't Haitian, they ass ain't fighting back. I'm sorry, I had to say it. We kicked their ass in Brooklyn. But yeah, this is what he did allegedly, and the people are a little nervous about that. And then there's something else going on. And if I get my ears tuned in, I'll talk to you about. But I'm gonna leave that alone because it has nothing to do with me. Now that's what's going on with that situation. The Hassan people were alarmed that he was able to walk around with the police and record the whole area. But then again, if it belongs to the city, why didn't the city take it over? The police should have been taking it over. And how do Hassan owe all this money? And why is there all these immigrants there? And if the people been complaining, why is it the big issue now? And people are upset about that as well. Okay, guys. So now we have Melissa versus Jedediah, or Jedediah versus Melissa. They're at the 4th of July thing, and I believe that some encounter happened between him and Melissa and Ryan. I don't know in what order. I don't know who was the initiator. From what I saw was the video of Melissa screaming at Jedediah while Jedediah follows them with the camera, not knowing where the hell they going away from the parade. This is what I'm saying. People are doing crazy stuff. Everybody, because that doesn't make sense. You going away from it. You should have just chilled at the parade, followed him to Ryan's house unknowingly. I'm going to say unknowingly from what I'm seeing, and then get served. You got served right in the front of our Ryan house. The Harvey police was trying to cap. They wasn't trying to call the sheriff. Remember I told y'all, ooh, they done messed up by putting the sheriff in there because they know the sheriff is going to check the police. Y'all guys have a safety mechanism out there in Harvey now because the sheriff is in town. So at that time, they served him right in front of Ryan House. Now, let's get back to Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan went on to show some things on his live the other night. And a lot of you guys doesn't watch Ryan Page, but I do. And we were all up in there. All the people who like each other, don't like each other. And he was just, Javar, you was there. And people were going after you. It was just a hot damn ghetto mess. Excuse me. And I was just sitting there like justice for Alexis. So with that goes to say that sparked some more stuff. Now at that time, I don't think that Jedediah knew that that would violate what he was served. So I think today event led to Jedediah being served. I mean, well, like being reinitiated to the information because he continued to be on YouTube, and I believe he, you know what I'm saying, showed up at his house. It's just a little bit too much, and I don't think he showed up intentionally, but because he had no self control, in my opinion, this is what happened. Okay, so now I wake up to Fania. And now I'm not gonna put her video up there out of respect for Miss Fania. But I do have her picture if people don't know. This Fania has suffered from um disgusting, filthy Andrew Holmes and the Hinyard administration. Give me 1 second. And right now it seems like it's still pending justice, her lawsuit and everything, and she's going through stuff. Now, my opinion, as I suffer from this the cult saying things about me, threatening me the other night, basically telling me to come and get my money. Just the very nasty stuff that I don't want to repeat. Talking with with dildos, just putting stuff in the chat. They was very disgusting. They have allegedly. I gotta say, I don't know who these people are, but I would believe they're connected to Jedidiah. Are going on Fania Page, or maybe not connected to Jedidiah, but it's just crazy. They're going after her, basically saying, "Why you ain't got no job?" and da 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 da, and disrespecting her. So she had to make a video. So if y'all part of Dolton Politics on her page, I can see the video she made today, having to come out and defend herself and say, basically, mind your business. I do my own thing. You know, I work da da da. They're basically trying to glump her in with Hinyard and crazy stuff. This is how Fania is involved inside of this situation. And it's so sad because just like the other night, instead of them saying, "Hey, Jedidiah owe you $1,000," not me, "Oh, Carver money, I owe the situation, let's just get them the money," they got very derogatory to me and told me, "Bitch, come and get this money." So this is not far from me to think that this is people that they're so like cultish that they think they're helping him and taking up for him, but they're really fucking up. So this is how she got involved, and I'm saying I feel sorry that she's involved, and I will hope they just leave her alone. Okay, so we're gonna just give you what I saw today. I'm gonna leave Fania out this and let her handle her business because it ain't easy. But this is also something that I have to show you guys because going before we go into Vivian, we just got to go into how, and that's why I say everybody. This is Jedi versus everybody 2.0. But now I really have to just really come from an unbiased perspective, tell the story, and you guys have to make the determination because this stuff has to stop. It's gonna have to stop from y'all part or his part, on everybody part. I know the South Side has to wake up after this. All of the suppression, the clickiness, I deal with you for this second because you on my side this second. All that has to stop. This is what made this right here. You can't say this because you on my team. This is what made this. But I'm gonna have to show this. This is why I showed this. Um, hold on. Where's the rest of it? Now this is what I wanted to show you. This is out of pocket. Jedidiah said this to those who understand my DG energy and why I don't give a F about these people. I will take your and still do amazing community work when and where I choose. Y'all mad cause I'm a king about truth and you can't keep up because I was designed to win. Jennifer, get at me. This is how Jennifer and Mr. Roberts involved. I will not show their face. I like Mr. Roberts, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. That was very heartbreaking because it was plenty of times that I could have took misconceptions of information or people saying things maybe because they felt the way and ran. I don't remember Mr. Roberts saying anything bad or anything about me, but I felt the way because of certain things, that was portrayed, and Mr. Robert didn't feel comfortable doing a show with me because of people lies and manipulation. But I would never disrespect him. I always held him in this regard. So when I say Jedidiah versus everybody, it's Jedidiah versus everybody. So the people who are on his team really has to stop him, take the camera from him, and just pray on his soul, because this one right here was very, very bad. I didn't get to address this, but I do have to defend Mr. Roberts and Miss Roberts on this one. And I'm gonna just move on because that was just as bad as the Fania thing. Yeah, it's a little messy. This is a deep dive, straight breakdown of the truth. I know I couldn't show y'all all the clips, but y'all can go to these people page and start to look at the videos, and everything is gonna like, whoa, okay, it's gonna make sense now. Don't be so sectionated and just stick to your content creator. There's a bigger narrative to this. So now this is where we get to Miss Vivian. I believe it branches off of the Cara and I situation where I brung up the $1,000. And again, I'm going to say this loud and clear for everybody to hear. It was brought up several times to me that that money meant something to Miss Cara, and that he was this type of person that can't be trusted. And as I said then, but then I just said bump it. He needs to be exposed because he was the middle of everything. The middle of everything. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it was. So she made her post. Miss Carver made a post, and I don't have that post with me because I think it's on her page. But I don't want to, like I said, I have respect for Miss Carver too, and I don't want to put her business out there. But let me see about the post. Basically says, let me read it to you guys. I think I could just take a clip, but she ain't take it down. I'll tell you, she knew, she ain't, she true to this. It is what it is, and I do feel I feel a way that she had to go through this, but this was all needed. Okay. This was all needed to be exposed because there was a lot of suppression going on with my page, and my page highlighted her daughter, and it was affecting everything that was going on. So yes, the other day while we were on Jedidiah Live, finally got Jedidiah to tell the truth. Y'all see, y'all, Grace Levi don't be lying. Yep, I'm telling you. So he finally said that he did collect some money, allegedly 200. He put $50, and then he said, "I ain't giving shit. F that." And he had a little pressure on him, put his little chopper music on the background. I was in the audience, yes, trolling, telling the truth about some things, about all things, and that prompted him to call Miss Cara. And that was not a good thing. And I'm so grateful that Miss Cara did not pick up the phone. But I do believe this post, maybe this post, re-stamped the situation between him and Vivian. Now y'all can understand where this got. Said my mouth is reckless. I'm the wrong person to call on the speaker. And definitely the last person you want to call during your live. Gonna get your feelings hurt. Now I'm telling y'all, I'ma shut up. Love and blessing to Miss Carver. We got a lot in common. One thing you're not going to do is disrespect. So I'm grateful that he did not get through, and we're going to move on. But at the bottom of that video, I mean, that comment in Dolton Politics, I believe Miss Vivian said, something to the nature of, this is his MO. Like, it's not nothing new. It is, and it's the truth. Now, I believe him and Vivian fell out a while ago. This was after some situations took place before where they were together. So I think that threw him off that Vivian said something. Now, mind you, we're grown. And I do believe that certain things should be addressed and certain things shouldn't. So he decided to address Vivian, and I believe this is what came out with him saying that Vivian was scamming doing her fundraising. Now, I'm going to say this as a registered nurse, and y'all know how I feel. I always keep it real about people do things about to me. I just say what I said. Vivian talked against me. I said what I said. I move on. I don't care. Everybody human. I use her videos. I show y'all. Y'all know I do my thing. Like, whatever. But I think the narrative is nonsense for people to go after Vivian about this is really stupid. And I believe that this is a distraction because a tumor and cancer is pretty much treated with the same thing in America. You go to the same doctor, the oncologist, the same clinic, and you receive the same treatment. A tumor can be benign or it can turn cancerous, and it can be malignant. So there's different stages to things. Is actually being active or not active when it comes to cancer status. And it's great that she wasn't diagnosed with cancer. Having cancer of the brain or a tumor, now let me clarify, a tumor of the brain is devastating. This is why I fell back with saying stuff to Vivian after I felt hurt about things that happened in the past. Because when you have pressure on the brain, no matter where it's from, it does change you cognitively. I can't take her, like, get cat for her, none of that, because I've been called all types of names. She did a whole video on me, blah blah. But I'm telling you, unbiasedly and raw, that right there should have not even been addressed. Receiving chemo, radiation, or any type of cancer treatment is traumatizing because the shit usually break down your body. So I do think that that was something that should have been left alone, but I needed you guys to understand where Vivian came involved in this. Now, I'm going to have to show y'all this because this is where I bring into balance. And this is where y'all going to have to talk to y'all boy because this is unnecessary. And I know people may not like it. They may like it with the hell ever. But I'm going to tell y'all this, Mama Grace, I don't like this right here. Now, they start arguing. We're going to watch about 5 or 6 minutes of this, and then you see Jedidiah run up to her car, and I don't like it. So let's play this real. On the corner. Now what? Everybody gonna say she yelling, blah blah blah. That's understandable. Not people are not supposed to do this, da da da. Okay, but what I'm seeing here when it comes, I'm used to things, different things when it comes to men. And men don't do this. I'm not used to this type of stuff. That's why I stayed away from people because I knew people could just snap on me in a second. And when Vivian hit the car, like try to get out the car, see Grace Levi gets out of cars. And that's why I won't go down to Dolton or none of them because I know that these people are just reckless as all hell and I defend myself. I'm just being honest. So I need y'all guys to see this because it's getting out of pocket, and we have to put a stop to this today, like ASAP, like now. Been moved over here. Why you worried about it though? I was able to vote though. Was you? Since you helped Dalton so much, I was able to vote. Was you? Okay, because you didn't want to help. You wasn't really part of the fight. You wasn't part of the fight. You was part of the chaos. What you doing right now? Trying to raise $100,000 for what? To steal? Get the fuck out of here. Hold on. Nah, you stealing donations. I'm gonna stop right here too. There was a series of posts that has been put up that shows Jedidiah connected to different organizations collecting money, and I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna show you this. And one is a movie, one is something else. I'm like, wow. Mind you guys, I woke up to this. And I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that I just prayed and I said, God, if I set this off and tell what's going on, what the hell gonna happen? They're not gonna do nothing. They're just gonna keep on doing censoring my page and doing stuff. And he said no. He said everybody's gonna be exposed now. It's not just Jedidiah, it's everybody bad behavior being exposed. Because after all of this, a lot of people are gonna take a chill pill and really fall back and be like, yo, I know how to handle this. I know how to speak up for myself. I know how to not click up and just click up to do shit. It's gonna be a lot of changes from this. I know it. I was talking to my fave about this. She's like, this is just a mess. This is just terror. I said, no, this is beautiful. Because God is destroying all of this shit and exposing it. And now people are going to realize what to do and what not to do. So this was one donation that he's doing for film organization. And I think it's still active. And it's sad because I don't know if this young man is still trying to raise money. The last donation was 4 years ago. See, I can't tell by GoFundMe if you can actually like how can I say pull the money and then they know like it go back to zero. Does that make sense? So I can't say that, but it looks like it's still active. And the sad thing is that if this boy is doing something, now he's connected to nonsense. You see what I'm saying? But I think it's 4 years ago. So this was one of the things they brought up with him being connected to raising money, um, walk home Atlanta to Chicago. This is another thing. They everything is being exposed. I don't know. I'm just bringing y'all everything in systematic order so y'all kind of can see what's going on. This is Jedidiah versus Everybody 2025 version. I did one last year. Y'all loved it because I was talking about burgundy blue in them. But now I'm doing another one this year, and this is week. It's like deja vu, but it's like on crumb. It's like 7 to 10, 15 people. I'm just giving y'all a few. Okay. And everybody has something valid to say. It's just how it's coming out is looking like chaos. So this was the next one. This is another one. Y'all gonna have to find this for yourself, okay? But she was going in. So I like I said, I don't know how this happened with Vivian being pulled in so much, but I believe it's from the comment of her basically saying, "Hey, this ain't nothing new." And we do have the proof that money was collected and he admitted and it was not forward. So it is about honor. It is about that's what I told him, like, yo, you gotta slow down. Now I don't believe that he forgot to give Cara her money, but I said, yo, you really do, like, you crashing into too many walls. So this is back to the video where I feel like things are getting little bit too much, and why I'm not going out there because I'm gonna be in a white man's jail.
Because you just a thief. Because you a thief. Because you a fucking thief. Don't worry about what I'm selling when I haven't even made none. I haven't even made no beads. So why you worry about what I'm selling? I am. I did. I did. And you stealing money? At least I'm not begging for $100,000 for Harvey.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the point where he went to the door.
Okay, I lied. I lied about having it. Yeah, that's grifting because I went to radiation because I was bored, right? Because you just sound fucking stupid. I was like, hey, doctor, give me radiation.
And I feel bad that she has to go through this. Like I said, but we all go through things. Everybody getting their recompense. This is something that she should not have to argue. I'm gonna be honest. It's really ridiculous that people coming at her and saying this because as a healthcare provider, it's the same process. Y'all really think that they got different treatments for this? Nope. It was a harsh treatment too. That's why I left it alone. I left a lot of stuff alone. It's sad. I need to get to the part. I want to see the part of him running to the
I
car.
have to beg my people. I don't have to beg my people. I don't crash out on motherfuckers because motherfuckers don't align with you. Because motherfuckers don't align with you. I ain't crashed out on you. I told the truth. Ain't no lie told. You ain't stealing money from Cara. Did you pay Cara? I did live in Midlothian. I never said I didn't. When did I say I didn't live in Midlothian? Why did Mary come to my house in Midlothian then? I don't have to because I don't live in Midlothian, dumbass. Why you not worried about Texas business? Why are you even talking? Okay. Y'all right. It is. It's Jedidiah. I'm a
Hold on, y'all. Y'all know we trying to hide. I saw it. I saw exactly what it was because I was like, wait a minute, this is a little bit too much. It's gonna get to it. I saw him, Jedidiah. You better apologize. Let me stop with the apology thing. Don't do it again. I'm trying to get to where he ran up on the car.
You don't put it.
There we go. I think that window going up and down.
I don't have to because I don't live in Midlothian, dumbass. Why you not worried about Texas business? Why are you even talking? Okay. Y'all right. It is. It's Jedidiah. I'm a ignorant.
Hold on. I'm trying to find the part. If y'all watch her video, there's a part because it's too much yelling and I can't do this. And then I didn't know it was 45 minutes.
This is the weirdest person that's trying to.
I'm gonna call her my baby. Being out there doing this, I'm just gonna call them all my babies. Y'all spiritual babies. Jedidiah did run to her car, and I will say, like I said, it was unacceptable. As you see, the police confronted him some way, somehow. Let's play this.
Into town for Fania Dukes. So,
Hold on.
but then, yeah, absolutely, they probably did. I'm glad they did, not me. But thank y'all if somebody called the cops.
That's ridiculous. You see how much this got out of hand, y'all? Now, as viewers, y'all gonna have to help neutralize this.
Thank whoever called the police, because I'm tired of arguing with this clown. Well, I ain't called it. He came into town for Fania Dukes. So he has a restraining order for, he's not a resident. I'm dumb.
All right, so we're gonna stop right here. This is some of the things that was going down. This is a 47-minute video. That's why I thought I thought I was gonna show y'all a lot of clips, but it's so much that y'all gotta just get a talk through and a visual of some of the things that happen. Again, as I talked about in the beginning, I don't promote violence. I don't promote none of this. I do promote freedom of speech and truth telling, but violence none at all. So this is how the situation escalated into Vivian. So right now, I think I did good. We did 1 hour. I knew it wasn't gonna be no 2 hour video. We went down into how it started with me, how things went down. Thank you again, Javar, and welcome back. A lot of you guys were MIA because they were size choosing, and it should not be. You know, I think it's a lot of information out there for people, and I think y'all all should just go and listen to the information and make what it of it as y'all do, and then go away and live y'all life. A lot of these things y'all just watching and y'all don't know how serious it is as a person. I know it's hard for each and every one of person that I have mentioned here. I have mentioned Miss I have started with Kobe Chapman. She's a person. Vivian, Amir is in now in this. Ryan, Melissa Crowley, Fania is involved. Mr. Roberts, Miss Roberts, Jedidiah. Now I know Jedidiah has feeling, but you have to realize that when it's a lot of people having issues with one person, that means that the one person is going to have to check their behavior. And it is that serious. I could talk about more people, but I won't tell their story. I'll let them tell their story. But this is what has happened in the last 48 hours. Y'all can go to their page and watch kind of like these long 45 minutes videos, just like I did to get kind of caught up. But I do believe that people are going to have to step back, kind of look at things abstractly, and let the smoke clear and see what happened. This is the last thing I want to show y'all, because I'm gonna have to say this. Jedidiah, you're getting what you're getting. So right now, I don't know how, but it's weird. Because well, I can't say it's weird because just because a mayor is in control of an area doesn't mean that he controls the judge. So I did see a video. Hold on, where did he go? Where's all his stuff? Because I think I'm blocked. Hold on, he blocked me. I think I gotta go on his other page. There's a picture. There's a Jedidiah had some way he went into Harvey. Oh my God! Look, the first thing that pulled up when I pulled the Jedidiah name, just you gonna have to rebrand, my brother. That's a lot. So this was when him and Melissa Crowley was going through from his perspective. This is where you see his camera. And if you go on to go on to Ryan Page, you'll see from her perspective. So basically, she was upset that he was there walking around the crowd, and I believe that's how things started. Where's all his videos at? This was the latest video. We're gonna close off with this video, y'all. He just got a restraining order put on him by Ryan. I think this is probably like his fourth restraining order in the last couple of months, including the ones from Flint. So I'm gonna get to the end. I'm gonna let y'all watch the end where you hear him talk shit. Just gotta be real. Let's go.
See this for what it really is. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is about political dynasty and power and what group you want to be on or what team. If I wanted to be on some corrupt shit, I'll just pick a team. So you telling me yesterday Kobe Chapman gets released from her fucking charges and they ain't even had their first court date, and the same state's attorney who had felony review and give them approve the charges, and all of a sudden take them back, and then the motherfucker come into a court in Cook County and they can say bullshit like this and get a restraining order on a whole human being, and y'all don't think that that's questionable? No, I'm not in Markham. So guess what? I literally am not able to have a firearm. I cannot go certain places in this country. I cannot go 50 feet within a man because on Facebook I said that he was gay, fuck him, and I was going to basically hold him accountable. But he a whole goddamn political person who's putting out how corrupt the mayor is, talking shit about the mayor, and I am now what did he just say? I'm working with the mayor. Where's the proof?
All right, we're going to stop right there. That's kind of like the narrative of what's going on. So we are going to close with this one right here because this one is Kobe. Basically, the charges has been dropped and it all kind of come to a circle with what we just showed you. Here we go. Unbiased news.
And charges against the Harvey alderwoman have been dropped. According to the Harvey police chief, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office dropped the felony charges against alderwoman Colby Chapman. Chapman was accused of pushing an officer's arm and pulling away as she was removed from a meeting back in April. In a statement, the State's Attorney's Office says they have a, quote, legal and ethical responsibility to continuously evaluate the evidence in each case at each stage of the proceeding.
All right, y'all. I want to say thank you for being here with Grace Levi. This was an unbiased breakdown. Oh, stop it. Breakdown of what happened. We're going to keep our eyes on what's going on. I need you guys to have emotional discernment. Do not get upset. Do not let this make your day, break your day. If you have to stop following people, including me, if you have to walk away, do what you have to do, but do it in peace. We don't want no violence. All we want peace and justice. And I'm going to follow off by saying justice for Alexis. I pray you guys go to her butterfly release. Again, I'm just going to say this to the Levi family. I told y'all we're going to get some light on what was going on with Alexis as well and all of this. And that's real because she's part of the narrative. She's the finisher, the beginning of when Henry got in trouble. And now we came to be the ending to finish off. All right. So with this gonna say, hit the like button and let's go.
Hey, everybody clap your hands. They not like us. I took a pocket, hey, they not like us. I took a pocket to pay. Take it for hey. You a rapper, young group snapper.